1 p.m. Eastern, the AFC Wild Card. Miami Dolphins 9-8, 3-6 on the road at the Buffalo Bills 13-3, 7-1 at home. 29 Fahrenheit, partly cloudy, 8 miles per hour at Highmark Stadium in Orchard Park, New York. Let's start with the line history here. This opened up with the Bills as 11-point favorites. It's moved to, well, here they have 10 at plus 115. We know that's a 9.5 or a 9 everywhere else. The total opened up at 43.5 and has gone up to 46.5. You know, with the move towards Miami and the total going up, the first thought is, well, Tua must be in, and we'll discuss that here. 15,462 tickets are in. 38% of the tickets and 44% of the cash is on the Miami Dolphins. 77% of tickets and 80% of cash is on the over, and we've seen it move up 3 points. Dolphins coming off snapping their 5-game losing streak with an ugly 11-6 win at home over the Jets. The biggest storyline in this game is, will Tua play? Will he start at quarterback? And it still is uncertain. The after effects of a concussion suffered against the Packers on Christmas in Week 16. He is not being cleared at this point. As of today, Tuesday, he was not cleared for football activities. They hope to get more clarity about the situation tomorrow. That's when the first injury report comes out. It was the second concussion of the year. His first was against the Bengals in Week 4. But the issue is more about the memory issues, the inability to recall things is what they're calling it. And that happened after the game against the Packers. And that's why I think it's dangerous. I can understand looking at the market that the market's telling us that he's in, but it's still dangerous. Normally, Bridgewater, Teddy Covers is the Dolphins' backup quarterback. He's not the Teddy Bridgewater of old. He didn't look good this year. He was 0-2 in his 2 starts. Overall, he threw for 683 yards, 4 touchdowns, 4 picks, completed 62% of his passes. He's dealing with a dislocated pinky in his right hand that has prevented him from gripping the ball. So then you have Skylar Thompson, and he looked bad. He struggled. Yeah. He looked bad. This year, he's thrown for 534 yards, 1 touchdown, 3 picks. The Dolphins average 25.5 points per game and are 8-5 in games that Tagovailoa starts. They're 1-3, averaging 16.3 points per game in games that he doesn't start. Against the Jets, Skylar was 20 of 31 for 152 yards. Gesicki, 4 catches for 46 yards. Waddle, 5 for 44. Tyreek Hill had just 2 catches for 23 yards. That was his lowest output on the season. He's been limited by an ankle injury. Wilson ran 16 times for 72 yards. Raheem Mostert ran 11 times for 71 yards and has a broken thumb. He hurt it in the fourth quarter, so his status is in doubt this week. He rushed for 891 yards this year. He caught 31 passes for 202 yards and 2 more touchdowns. We've seen what this offense is like without Pro Bowler left tackle Teron Armstead back. They need him in there. The defense shut down Joe Flacco, held the Jets to 187 total yards, 0-2 in the red zone. But they lost Liam Eichenberg in the third quarter to an arm injury. They lost defensive lineman Brandon Shell in the fourth quarter to ankle and knee injuries. And these teams have seen each other already twice. We remember what happened. Miami was playing very well. They were playing very well. The home team won each game by less than 4 points. Miami won 21-19 in Week 3. Buffalo came out 32-29 in Week 15. And I was so impressed with the Dolphins. They looked so bad in 2 road games previous to that. That was their 3rd straight road game. The Dolphins were 1-4 against the spread against teams that made the playoffs. They have gone 1-3 the last 4 times. They've allowed 296 or more passing yards. Xavier Howard does not look good. He has gone. Look at what he did in 2020. 2020 quarterbacks had a 48.3 passer rating against them. In 2021, 72.6. This year, 101.2 passing rating against them. So do we really think that he can stop Stephon Diggs? I don't. The Bills coming off their 7th straight win, a 35-23 victory at home over the Patriots. They eliminated the Patriots, guaranteed home field advantage through the first 2 rounds of the playoffs, and a neutral site AFC Championship at Buffalo plays Kansas City for the third straight postseason. Josh Allen, 19 of 31 for 254 yards, 3 touchdowns, 1 interception, 2.5% interception rate. That's the highest since his rookie year. He got picked off 5 times in the red zone. Diggs caught 7 for 104. Cook ran 9 times for 45 yards. Devin Singletary ran 7 times for 29 yards, and he lost a fumble. I don't trust Singletary in the most important moments. Can he keep running in between the hash marks? I don't think he can. The defense picked off Mac Jones 3 times. Matt Milano, Tremaine Edmonds, and Trey White. We saw what Nyheim Hines did. He was spectacular. Opening kickoff, 96 yards. Another one, 101 yards. 11th player to return 2 kickoffs for score in a game. First one since 2010. Buffalo 7-1 at home this season. The Dolphins are 3-6. Allen against this Dolphins team, 704 passing yards, 6 touchdowns, no interceptions, 124 rushing yards in the 2 games. Miami's terrible against the pass. Opposing quarterbacks threw for 27 touchdowns, 8 picks for a 95.3 passer rating against them. They allowed the 6th most passing yards in the NFL. So, yes, Trey White will have his hands full with Tyreek Hill, but is Tyreek Hill 100% or is his ankle bothering him? Even if Tua comes back in, I just think that the Bills could smash and grab here. And, Trey White has looked good in the 6 games since returning from ACL. And he stopped Tyreek Hill in week 15. I mean, Tyreek Hill did catch 9 passes, but only for 69 yards. And then they have all this extra motivation with DeMar Hamlin. So I think the Dolphins are in deep trouble. Deep, deep trouble. And if Tua comes back and this line keeps moving down, I think the Bills smash and grab. And I don't think the Bills are they're not the best team in the AFC. I'll just leave it at that. Take it away for us here, Andy. Dolphins, Bills.
No, it's another another couple teams where their defenses have been talked about. Boy, I got the frogs tonight. But their defense has been talked about highly at some points or another, but now their defense is looking terribly good right now. Like you said, the Bills are having some trouble deciding who's the running back and if they can hold on to the ball. They haven't been a team who's been super keen on running the ball a ton anyway, outside of just letting Josh Allen do his things. And I mean, you pointed it out, Spencer's pointing it out. I know you call him Spenny Penny. I just go Spencer. I'm I'm formal like that. But yeah, it feels like Diggs just kind of gets what he wants whenever he's going up and getting contested catches against good cornerbacks. What's he going to do against a secondary that's struggling? I did play this over 46.5. I have it from 2 pretty decent sources that Tua's playing. They said some guys that just haven't been wrong about anything this year. That we know some guys that know some people inside organizations. There's people that know some agents. I don't know if I just am taking the over because I believe it's going to go up, and maybe I'll buy back. But it sounds like he's going to practice tomorrow, and then you might see some more line movement. Obviously, the rumors moved it a little bit today. If he practices tomorrow, the 9s are probably going to be gone. But if you like Buffalo, I think it's maybe a case for you should wait. You're going to get a better number on Buffalo if Tua shows up in practice tomorrow and he's passed the first hurdle of the concussion protocol. Again, as a normal person and a human who cares about other humans, I don't think Tua should play any more football this year. I know it's his job and there's a lot of money at stake and it's a high stakes league, but boy, he looked bad after the first concussion. He was doing the finger fencing and stuff. Just in this game, hopefully he doesn't get his bell rung hard again, because 3 concussions in 1 year, it's like, well, congrats. You automatically have CTE now when you're old. You're going to have health issues when you're 60 at this point. So, we've seen the Bills play decent on offense. I've struggled a little on defense. That's where I do like this over. Again, Waddle and Reek both banged up. I feel like, hey, it's a playoff game. If they're going to go out there and start a hobbled, beat up Tua that probably shouldn't be playing football, they're going to stick enough Toradol into that ankle to get Tyreek out there, and he's not going to be feeling anything. You shoot that up, you shoot it at halftime, you put enough tape on there to choke a horse, and you let him run around. Both of these defenses can be had. You've got 2 pretty smart coaching staff. So I did take this over 46.5. I think, you might see this get up to 48.
There's a 46 available right now at Bet365. So we'll give you the over 46. That's at minus 110. It's available
Just
right
need to-
now.
My wife would kill me if I just left her, but I need to move to New Jersey. There's a lot of good books. She'd be mad. They need nurses in New Jersey, don't they?
They do. They do. They need nurses everywhere. Also, it's at 47 at Bookmaker and BetChris.
Yeah. I was happy to find some cheap 46.5s today. But yeah, 46 is pretty solid. Let's
Over
go.
46 at minus.
Somebody says they need a. I don't have any beer in the fridge. I might have some. Oh, look at this.
There you
Some
go.
whiskey.
That sounds nice. That sounds very nice. I hammered the Kraken very hard on our live bet streams the last couple of nights. Only thing to get me through that 65-7 debacle. Andy on Miami Buffalo over 46. Is there any concern? There's got to be. You mentioned there's got to be concern that
So much concern.
Tua gets rocked, Skyler comes in, and the Dolphins end up with 10 points.
Yeah, no, for sure. That's something you're dealing with in every spot. I really don't think Teddy's going to be available. It sounds like the finger's not broken, but it's not in a good way. That thing might just be swolled up like a pumpkin, and he's not available to play. But yeah, if Tua gets knocked out, I guess so does my bet. But if he's playing and they have these wide receivers, doped up to the gills, like what do they give to horses? Usually that's usually downers to make a favorite run slower. Like when they're gaming these horses to make them run faster, like they're gonna give those wide receivers anything under the sun to get them out there on the field 100%. It's a playoff game. It's against a division rival. They want to win this game. Apparently, if they're thinking of going to then I think it's all systems a go. You're playing through whatever you have at this point.
Yeah, no, I hear that. And shout out to Tasha in the chat. She says, yes, we nurses are needed everywhere. Thank you for all that you do, Tasha. And love to you. Andy's on Miami.
Mike Glennon,
over 46 minus 110. I get it. I get it. I completely get the look, and I agree that it will go up once Tua is official. Still, something is sort of kind of keeping me off.
This game could get wonky. Like this could be how many Miami games have we had where the quarterback that finished the game was not the quarterback we started with? Even if it was Teddy or, like some bad things have happened. It's bad being a Miami quarterback. But it's up there with Lumberjack for danger.
I'm going to sit with this. I can understand why you're on it. I did take a look at the Bills team total, but.
And that's the thing, too. If there's an overreaction to the Tua news, and there's a Buffalo 7.5. That's the other side of your teaser leg, guys. Buffalo at home minus 1.5 in a teaser. That's pretty gorgeous.
That does sound nice. If it gets down to 7.5, I would think seriously about taking the Bills at that number. So I'll be keeping a close eye on it. But Andy is on the board. Miami Buffalo over 46 at minus 110. Let's move on